Hey Mason, hey Theo. Today I thought I'd read this book, The Digging-est Dog, by Al Perkins, illustrated by Eric Gurney. This is another book from when I was a little girl. The Digging-est Dog. I'll just turn that around a little bit. Look at him with sand on his nose. Been digging a big hole there. So the pages are a little bit yellow. I was the saddest dog you could ever see. Sad because nobody wanted me. The pet shop window was my jail, and the sign behind me said, "For sale." I was tied to a bare, hard floor of stone. I could not even dig for a bone. I was living all of my life alone, a dog that no one wanted to own. And then, one day, at 4:30, Sammy Brown came in the door. He took one look at me and cried, "Why are you tied up here inside? I've always wanted a dog like you, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do." No, why are you locked up here inside? I've always wanted a dog like you. I even know the words, I read it so much. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll take you out to the farm with me, and you'll play outdoors where you should be. I felt as happy as a pup when Sam paid the man and picked me up. He rubbed my ears. He scratched my head. "I think I'll call you Duke," he said. Your dad had a dog called Duke. Your mum's dog was called James. Sam gave me a collar. He gave me a lead, and we left that shop at a tremendous speed. Woo, he's out of there. I'm out of here. We went a long way out of town. We came to the farm of Sammy Brown. It was the nicest place I'd ever seen. A pretty white house in a field of green, and in the shade of an apple tree was a special dog house just for me. The next morning, while Sam did his chores, he let me run and play outdoors. I'd never played outdoors before. How could I on that hard stone floor? I'd never run on nice soft ground. Now I barked with joy as I ran around. Look at him. He's a crazy dog. I like crazy dogs. Like Spud. Sam looked at me and scratched his head. I think, Duke, you need some friends, he said. He blew a whistle, he blew a blast, and many dogs came running past. I'd never met a dog before. Now I was meeting 6 or more. They walked around, they looked at me, they looked me over carefully. Then at last I heard them say, "He's one of us. He'll be okay." Dogs check things out by smelling, don't they? There's a lot of different sizes of dogs there, isn't there? Little ones. These are the ones that they have in the fire trucks. There's a lassie dog. One dog, who wasn't very big, suddenly began to dig. The others started digging too. That was something I could not do. I'd never learned to dig in that store. How could I? On that hard stone floor. I tried to dig, but alas, I couldn't. I wiggled my paw. My paw just wouldn't. I fell on my ear. I fell on my face. I fell on myself all over the place. The others said, Duke may be big, but he's no good. He cannot dig. They stuck their noses in the air. They walked away. They left me there. That's not very nice. I'll teach you, Duke, cried Sammy Brown. I'll show you how to dig deep down. He crouched beside me. With his hand, he dug a hole in a pile of sand. I tried it too, but alas, I couldn't. I wiggled my paws, and my paws just wouldn't. I'd never learned to dig in that store. How could I, on that hard stone floor? Sammy sighed. I almost cried. My eyes and ears were full of dirt. My paws and claws and elbows hurt. I had a pain across my back. I knew I'd never get the knack. Sam felt sad, and I felt bad. If only I could make him glad. We both knew I'd never get it right. Sam and I couldn't sleep that night. So, when the sun rose in the sky, I thought I'd give it one more try. I wiggled my paw. I saw it could. I wiggled the other. I saw it would. I could dig with my paws. I could dig with my claws. I felt no pain across my back. I knew at last I had the knack. Sammy Brown looked out at me and he saw me digging happily. Good for you, Duke, cried Sammy Brown. I knew you'd get it if you tried. So I dug further. I dug faster. I dug and dug to please my master. And there he is. Good for you, Duke. Look at Duke. What's this? Woo! You dug up a rat. Or whatever that is. That's some digging. I dug up grass, I dug up weeds, I dug up daisies, and I dug up seeds. I dug up the fence, I dug up the gates, I dug up the garden of Mrs. Thwaites. What? I dug up the rooster, I dug up the hens, I dug up the sheep and the pigs in their pens. I dug and dug, I couldn't stop. I dug up the barber in the barber shop. I'm a barber, that's my job. I dug up Mr. Rodney Thayer sitting in the barber's chair. And there's the barber's bowl. This man's having a shave. Dads shave, don't they? That'd be pretty hard. I dug my way right through town. I dug a lot of buildings down. I was having so much fun, I dug up Highway 81. Look at this guy. This guy, he stopped And this guy's banged into him, and him and his dog are going flying through the air. Crazy. I came to a hill. I dug to the top. All of a sudden, I had to stop. Right in front of me, looking down, there stood my master, Sammy Brown. Sam didn't smile or pat my head. He only glared at me and said, "I'm sending you back to that animal store. They'll tie you up to that hard stone floor and you'll never, never dig anymore." Oh, look how grumpy they look. Look how he's cowering down. His tail's right down. Dogs' tails are down when they're scared, and they're up and wagging around when they're happy. I couldn't run. I couldn't hide. Dogs came at me from every side. And then suddenly I knew there was just one thing for me to do. Look at this little dude. Oh, he looks pretty scared. I'd be pretty scared. I ran away from Sammy Brown and I dug a hole that went straight down. I left them standing up on top. I dug and dug. I didn't stop. All these guys are on the wrong side. All the dirt's coming in their faces. These guys are on the right side, aren't they? Must be pretty scared. How dug I deep? I couldn't tell. But soon I found I dug a well, mud and water up to my chin. What a fix I was now in. I started to sink. I started to yelp. "Help!" I yelped. "Help! Help! Help! Help!" I could hear them all above my head. I could hear every word they said. One dog growled, "He wrecked our town. Serves him right. Just let him drown." But Sam cried, "Duke, you've been bad. You've made me sad instead of glad. But we're not going to let you die. We'll get you out. At least we'll try." Then at last I heard them shout, "Maybe we can pull him out." Pull you out? Slowly, slowly down they came, each dog part of a long dog chain. I reached up, I touched a nose. Ooh. I felt them lift me by my toes. Slowly, slowly, bit by bit, they dragged me up out of the pit. Look at the little dog on the end. I don't think he's pulling anything. I think he's just hanging there. He's so tiny. I thanked the dogs and Sammy Brown, and then I started back towards town. I knew I had to dig once more to fix things up as they were before. They're all panting, aren't they? Look at their tongues. That's what I did. I dug back the gates. I dug back the garden of Mrs. Thwaites. I dug back the roosters and the hens. I dug back all the pigs in their pens. I dug all day in the summer sun. I dug back Highway 81. I dug back everything in town, everything that I'd knocked down. Wouldn't that be good if it would just go back in the holes? The cars are just driving around again. That's funny. Today, when I dig, well, I'm careful now. I'm useful too. Sam lets me plough. He'll never send me back to that store or tie me up onto a hard stone floor. My dog friends watch and wonder why they can't dig as well as I. Normally the horse is doing that, isn't he? We're pulling a plough, but they don't need to because he's so good at digging. The end. The Digging-est Dog. I love the dirt on his nose and he's just so happy. It reminds me of Spud. He's so happy. Auntie's dog. All right. Well, it was nice to see you. Well, I chatted to you this morning. That was nice. We're playing Minecraft. And Theo, you were just hanging around. Well, I miss you guys. Love you lots. Good night.